Right now at 10, maple tapping season wrapping up in Wisconsin. How weather has impacted this year's harvest.
And putting U.S. troops inside Iran, what the president is now saying.
Plus, why a popular La Crosse store is closing up.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Sentencing day for a La Crosse man guilty of child sexual exploitation. Donovan Cadigan will spend 18 years behind bars. He's also received an additional 12 years of supervision. Police found more than 3,500 photos of suspected child pornography in Cadigan's possession. This is his second related conviction. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison back in 2001.
Police formally charging an Eau Claire teacher accused of sexually assaulting 2 students. Nadia Horn allegedly admitting to sexual relations with 2 male North High School students. This is where she worked as a special education and world studies teacher. The school suspended Horn without pay. She's out on a $15,000 cash bond and faces up to 40 years in prison if convicted.
A Black River Falls man faces charges for allegedly shooting and killing his neighbor's dog. 59-year-old Lawrence Frey was arrested after a woman reported her dog missing and found a blood trail. Frey initially denied the shooting, but later confessed to Jackson County authorities, saying he shot the dog and dumped it miles away. He's charged with animal mistreatment and illegal firearm possession. He's out on a signature bond with conditions of no contact with the victim.
Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate Judge Chris Taylor making a stop in La Crosse. It's part of her Protecting Our Rights and Freedoms tour. She's traveling across the state ahead of the election on April 7th. Taylor is taking on Judge Maria Lazar, and they're vying for Justice Rebecca Bradley's seat, who didn't seek re-election.
I have had a 30-year legal career committed to protecting people's rights and freedoms, and as a judge, making sure that all Wisconsinites have equal justice under the law.
The Supreme Court candidate also made a stop in Eau Claire earlier tonight.
DeBin store is closing its doors tomorrow. The store is over at Valley View Mall. It gives second chances to formerly incarcerated individuals. At its peak, 90% of DeBin's staff had criminal backgrounds.
We've gone through about 65, 70 employees too. So my mission to have employment for people with disadvantaged backgrounds has truly been a goal of mine, and it was accomplished. So I feel good about that.
The store had been operating in the mall for about 2 years. The city's yard waste and brush site is now open.
You need a $25 seasonal permit sticker to use it. You can get it from City Hall. The site accepts yard, food, and brush waste.
Because I don't like them laying on my boulevard, especially at the end of the year. You know, sometimes they don't get them all picked up, and then they sit there all winter, and before they can come and clean them up, it kind of kills your grass a little bit. So I haul them as I get them.
Operating hours are Saturday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4, Monday through Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 6.
Well, Eau Claire's green waste facility will open April 1st, that one on Jeffers Road. You'll need a $50 season pass for that one. The facility takes brush, grass clippings, and leaves.
Maple tapping season in Wisconsin is coming to an end, and farmers in Vernon County say the season was successful. Maple trees need moisture from snowfall and freezing temps at night in order to produce sap. But in recent years, Wisconsin has seen warmer weather and little snow. But farmers say that wasn't the case this year.
We had more rain coming into the season, and we had a couple sizable snow events. And so we started tapping in early February, and throughout the whole month of March, we collected sap and boiled down a little over 800 gallons of organic maple syrup.
Now, despite the boost in production, there's still concerns about the longevity of maple tapping in southwestern Wisconsin. Warm winters could decrease the amount of sugar in maple trees, cutting the region out of Wisconsin's sugar maple range.
Well, the push is on to end the state's mandatory emission testing. Lawmakers, State Representative Bob Donovan and Congressman Tom Tiffany are behind it. Bill backers say the 40-year-old program is outdated and lacks clear evidence of its impact. Tiffany, a Republican candidate for governor, wants to talk to officials in Illinois and Indiana to confront cross-state emissions. Want to give a shout out tonight to my stepbrother-in-law, Jacob. It's his birthday today. He's living down in Nashville. Weather
Happy birthday.
Weather was pretty good down in Nashville, but I tell you what, anyone celebrating a birthday today in
Had
the Coulee
beautiful
region,
weather, yeah.
picture
Gift from God.
perfect, Greg.
Yeah, well, that's going to change in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, the weather is definitely turning to more winter-like. Now, we do have a little bit of a severe threat. Really, it's tomorrow morning, kind of a small hail threat, maybe a wind threat too. It's not a large threat. You see, notice the green there. Tonight, they have the yellow threat. That's really farther south of the area, south of Prairie du Chien, towards southern Wisconsin, even northern Illinois, where they're seeing more storms. Our threat really is a little bit later tomorrow morning, but it's not a huge threat. We'll see some of the activity here as we plan out the morning. We'll have a few showers come back in for Eau Claire. Not expecting any severe threat up there. Clearing as we get back to about noon. 48, the wind turns around to the north, so we're not expecting any type of temperatures like we saw for Monday, but still overall it's not going to be too bad for this time of year. That storm threat really 6 to 8 a.m. We'll start cooling off a little bit, less shower activity as we get towards noon. And notice the wind too, turning around to the north as the cold front kind of sinks south of the area. There's your activity. We had a little bit of activity pop up just west of Marshfield. Some lightning activity too there. That's going to continue to push east, but it has backbuilt a little bit. Otherwise, all the activity is further south of Madison, and that's where the severe threat continues there. So later on, we'll kind of break down. We have the winter weather going on for Wednesday night through Thursday, and we have another storm that's going to impact the weekend too. So all that coming up a bit later.
All right. Well, thank you, Greg. And with those storms on the way, a reminder, you can always track weather on your block by downloading our free First Warn Weather app. Well, hundreds of U.S. Special Operations Forces, including Navy SEALs and Army Rangers, are now in the Middle East.
News 8 Now's JDS McGee joins us in the newsroom with the very latest. JDS.
Yeah, President Trump continues to keep all options open as the war with Iran begins its 5th week. 2,200 sailors and Marines have arrived in the Middle East aboard the USS Tripoli. The news comes amidst growing questions about whether the U.S. conflict with Iran will soon include boots on the ground.
The president has been asked about boots on the ground or alleged ground operations various times. He's obviously declined to rule them out. It's the Pentagon's job to provide maximum optionality to the president. It does not mean he's made a decision.
President Trump continues to send mixed messages about how much progress the U.S. is making in dialogue with Iran.
We will probably, I think we'll make a deal with them, pretty sure. Whether it's possible, we won't.
In a social media post, the president said if a deal is not reached, the U.S. will obliterate all of Iran's electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, the key hub for the country's oil exports. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said Monday the 15-point plan put forth by the U.S. contains, quote, excessive, unrealistic, and unreasonable demands. This comes a day after Iranian officials warned the U.S. against a ground offensive, saying the U.S. troops will be, quote, set on fire. The ongoing war, now in its 5th week, is of concern to lawmakers on both sides of the political aisle.
The last thing we want to do is put troops on the ground. It's something I do not support.
And what you've seen is a president going to war without a rationale or without a plan, and thus leading to a war that's intensely unpopular, but is also having a devastating effect not only on our troops, but on the American economy.
Now, since the war began, oil prices surged to over $116 a barrel, which is an increase of over 50%. Reporting in the newsroom, JDS McGee, News 8 Now.
Thank you, JDS. TSA workers are finally getting paychecks after missing 2 weeks of pay during this partial government shutdown. President Trump signed a memorandum Friday redirecting funds to pay security officers. Call-out numbers remain 5 times higher than normal, and more than 500 TSA officers have quit since the shutdown began. The Trump administration has deployed ICE agents to help with the TSA shortage.
Well, NASA says it's ready to send 4 astronauts on a journey around the moon.
The massive rocket will get them there, launched from the same pad as the historic Apollo missions. NASA's hoping to lift off on Wednesday, the start of a 6-day launch window.
How do we feel as the people that can call the moon the destination, a destination, not just something we're looking at? And it is our strong hope that this mission is the start of an era where every person on Earth can look at the moon and think of it as also a destination.
Artemis 2's crew will orbit the Earth twice on their first day, then head off to loop around the moon. Still to come, a woman with big ideas for a greener tomorrow. Meet our March hometown hero up next.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, the future of flying cars may be closer than you think. We'll have that and more in our consumer news. And Art says it's an alert day with snow on the way. Those details at 5 a.m.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed. Now in a larger bag, get up to 15,000 square feet of trusted, effective weed defense plus lawn fertilizer for only $64.99. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
A control engineer at Trane Technologies is carrying forward a legacy of climate innovation. Her leadership and commitment to positive change is a driving force behind her team's success in developing new paths towards energy efficiency. A true guru in her field, meet Bhavana Dupuru Guru, our March hometown hero. Through all the noise at Trane Technologies, Bhavana remains calm.
There's a lot of thought process that goes in my head that, okay, you know, these are repercussions that might happen and what should we be doing? I try to think about the solution instead of panicking.
Her colleagues say that's her superpower.
She is very steady, even keel. If she was stressed out about anything, you would never know.
It's an important quality, especially when your work touches systems that power hospitals, universities, schools, and data centers around the world.
The designs that I create go directly into the products that our community rely on.
It's critical work, and it takes energy. But Bhavana and her team are working to change that.
One of the greatest initiatives that my company took was to decarbonize the building.
Aiming to reduce 1 million metric tons of carbon emissions by 2030. That goal is fast approaching, and Bhavana is helping lead the charge. She's played a key role in developing Trane's adaptive refrigerant control system for centrifugal chillers, strengthening the company's leadership in sustainable data center cooling.
She's helping improve the performance of our equipment, which is reducing energy consumption. And this equipment's used around the world.
Every bit that she's saving is making a global impact. In just 6 months, Bhavana earned 3 patents, proof of both her technical vision and her commitment to practical, accessible innovation.
My goal is to make sure every single building that we serve runs as efficiently as possible.
The results are tangible.
Making our equipments efficient would just save you even around just keeping, say, around 3,000 light bulbs on for the entire year.
And despite all these high efficiency savings, Bhavana stays grounded in gratitude.
It's a lot of money that's invested in these products, but then their trust in me is really which keeps me driving.
And if you know someone in your community that's doing great works, please nominate them for our next hometown hero. You can go to news8000.com and click on the features tab. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Do have a few showers or storms for the morning, but then we have a wintry mess coming up for Wednesday night through Thursday, so we'll time that out and show you how much snow, rain, or even ice we might get. Well, that all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store and save up to 25% on your entire purchase. And no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Crispy chicken sandwiches are on sale for $3.99 and 8-piece bone-in chicken only $9.99. We got you covered. Quick Trip.
What if we had a better treatment for cancer? What if it could find and destroy your cancer cells, but avoid your healthy ones? And what if it allowed us to watch your cancer shrink more easily and accurately than ever before? Meaning personalized treatments, fewer side effects, and more living. It's called Theranostics, and we're leading the charge, turning what-ifs into remarkable realities. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Just announced. Get $8,360 total value on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
Find happiness. Find something familiar and new. Find connection. Find culture. Find community. Find yourself at the La Crosse Symphony.
Get your tickets now for Hollywood Treasures on April 11th, sponsored by ISG at lacrossesymphony.org.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale. Score huge deals throughout the store with select spring styles starting at just $4.99 and no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Yeah, we definitely have some active weather this week like we mentioned last week. Definitely get out and enjoy it, and even the weekend, because this is going to be totally different. The rest of this week and the upcoming weekend is definitely not going to be as pleasant too. So there's a few storms for tomorrow. Maybe a strong one or two. The hail threat would be something to keep an eye on, but most areas won't see it. There's just a few showers. It'll be quiet then really until we get to Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. That's when the next storm comes, and that has ice, snow, and some heavy rain, and a lot to be details to come out on exactly the precipitation type, but we will likely see all three, even some thunderstorms too. So travel, especially Thursday morning, Wednesday night, looks to be the most impactful on that one. And then heavy rainfall too. This next system has a lot of rain along with the snow and sleet, so I wouldn't be surprised that we see some rises once again in some of the small creeks and rivers, and yet we still have another system after this Friday through the weekend with more rain and possibly snow. Once again, the weekend definitely is going to be a lot colder than we've had previously. Now, the severe threat, as I mentioned, it's just a small window for most of the area that could have some large hail or some damaging winds, but it's really the hail I think will be the threat to keep an eye on. A strong storm or two. You notice in this right here, the green area, that's what's covering most of the area. It's really for probably tomorrow morning. The yellow is for tonight for the activity that's far in southern Wisconsin. Looks to stay south just a Prairie du Chien at the moment. Right now you can see that activity. There's the boundary that has associated with the storms to the south. There's a few severe ones. The pink area there is indicating where they have a severe thunderstorm. Watch out for that area. Otherwise, we picked up a little bit of a storm just to the northeast of Eau Claire, but that's really going to push east too. And the system that pushing toward the northeast, that low pressure system, that's what's going to eventually bring more storms and showers to the areas we get tomorrow. Right now, you look at across the area, temperature is still very mild for this time of year, and some of these areas may not get below 60 as you go further south. There's that line of storms that's kind of just back building back to the west a little bit, but it's mostly to the east of the area. Some small hail potential with that storm. Otherwise, all the rest of the stuff is in far southern Wisconsin. Here's a close-up view of that. Plenty of lightning with that, just kind of a narrow little line developed right along this area, and it's pushing east too. Should back build much further west to it, indicating by the showers there. So that's what we're looking at. As we view the future cast going on, really it's until we get to about 8 a.m. After 6 a.m. there'll be a shower or storm potential along and south of I-90 that could impact the morning commute. Further north, showers for Eau Claire. Potential, there's a very small chance Russ County might get a little bit of a mix as temperatures get closer, like 34, 35 degrees. Low chance, but definitely something. By the time we get to 10 and noon, everything's pushing east, and it's a fairly quiet afternoon time frame. So lows tonight, as I mentioned, 35. That's why there's a potential mix. Further south, almost 60 degrees waking up for a period of sheen. So very warm and not much of a change on there with temperatures. Overall cooler than what we saw today, but these are still above average. And going into Wednesday, that gets a little bit more interesting here with temperatures just in the 40s, kind of a chilly day. The precipitation comes in late Wednesday afternoon, and we do have a possible alert day for these conditions. And once again, not everyone's going to see the 4 inches of snow, not everyone's going to see the 1/4 inch of ice, but that potential exists there along with much of the rainfall. Give you an idea, barely that up to the north, more snow. This area is more ice and then rain or snow mix. Further south you go, some ice, but then a lot more rain south of I-90, especially into Thursday. Thunderstorms are also possible, and this would be the area where you could see more heavier amounts. And we're talking potentially over 2 inches of rain too coming Thursday too. So more details to come on that, but definitely stay tuned to that. Otherwise, once we get past that, we have that next one Friday night through Saturday night. That involves rain and snow once again. And the weekend definitely is going to be a change from last weekend because we're barely going to be in the 40s for Saturday or Sunday with a stiff northwest wind. So the wind chill will probably be in the 30s. So not what you had for last Sunday, unfortunately. Once again, it's April. It'll flip around again soon.
Sure, that's comforting at least. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers with their sights set on a 4-0 start to the year. Plus, a couple of the Coolies' best square off with early league positioning up for grabs. Jacob is next.
We're a team you can trust and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment. Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
On GNT. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people, and being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, high school softball is starting up and teams are already diving into league play as tonight we had a Cooley clash between Arcadia and West Salem. They were the top two teams in the conference a season ago and both teams entered with some high expectations. Scoreless in the second until Madison Elson steps in and she gets all this pitch deep to center field, almost taking out her own Kate Overton. The solo shot puts West Salem out in front. Josie Brudos in the circle for the Panthers and the Winona State commit was dealing. Just 2 hits against her and logging 10 strikeouts for the senior. But the Raiders would not shy away. 1 on for Tatum Drazkowski. She's going to single into right field. That scores a run and ties things up. Panthers respond. Bottom of the third, Riley Vick finds the gap in right field. That will score 1. West Salem takes a lead. But again, Arcadia would tie things up. Then in the 6th inning, Lena Wozni would hit a sac fly. That gives Arcadia a 3-2 lead. And Wozni would close things out, finishing with 8 strikeouts as the Raiders get the key win at 3-2, the final. Brewers looking to move to 4-0 on the season. Another rough start for a Milwaukee newcomer on the mound. Yandy Diaz taking Kyle Harrison for a ride to put Tampa Bay out in front. In the 6th, though, the Crew get on the board thanks to one swing of the bat by William Contreras, as this one is going to clear the wall in dead center. Rays would tie things up with a solo shot, then top 9. Man on first, Nick Fortes climbs the ladder on a pitch out of the zone, sprays it into the gap in right center field, and Johnny DeLuca is going to score all the way from first base as Milwaukee drops their first game of the season 3-2. Twins looking to get back to 500. They strike first in this one. Matt Wallner gets a hold of one and parks it in the fountains out there in right field. But Kyle Isbell would not let Minnesota have that lead for long. He goes down and gets the slider, sends one out of the yard to put the Royals out in front. Then a familiar face, Isaac Collins, pulls in the hands and launches a solo blast to give KC some insurance, and that's the scoreline this would finish as. The Royals take it by 2. UW La Crosse football might have a new man in charge of the program, but not much else changes for the Eagles as they maintain the same expectations of being a team that will compete for championships year in and year out. With each year that comes to an end, key contributors are lost to graduation or the transfer portal, but UWL has some major pieces back for the 2026 season, including starting quarterback Kyle Haas and first-team all-conference wideout Jack Janke, and those two highlighting how important spring practice can be to getting everyone on the same page.
Well, for one, it'll be our second year in this offensive system, which is huge for everybody, so it's a good refresher of everything we've learned so far. And then also in this era of college football, how many new guys we have every spring that show up and have no idea what we're doing on offense, and get to really, learn that well before you need to really know it in the fall. So it's good on those two perspectives.
It doesn't matter if you've been in the program for 4 or 5 years, or if this is your first spring here, or if you're even a transfer. You're going to know what our culture is about and how we come out and how we practice, and everyone's expected to be on the same page and practice as hard as we can.
Season begins on September 5th at St. John's in conference play, getting underway October 10th as the Eagles will host Whitewater. Meanwhile, in the high school ranks, the GET Redhawks are now searching for a new head coach, as after one season, Luke Oliver has stepped down and accepted the same position at McDonald Central. GET went 1-8 overall and 1-6 in conference, but will return multiple key players from last season's team in the 2026 campaign. And in case you missed it, the remarkable run for the Wisconsin men's hockey team continues as the Badgers will return to the Frozen Four for the first time in 16 years. In the second period on Saturday, Michigan State got on the board thanks to a puck that ricocheted off the stick of Ben Dexheimer, but it was Dexheimer, the senior defenseman, netting the game winner just 24 seconds into overtime.
Yeah, pretty special. We've had our ups and downs all year, and this group's just stuck with it, so taking one off the stick and then being in the box for the one wasn't the end of the world, and we just put our foot down and kept going to work, and eventually it paid off.
Wisconsin will need to get through number 2 in the country, North Dakota, next Thursday, April 9th, if they want to advance to the title game. That is all for sports. More news on the way next.
Come on, boys. These dogs aren't going to eat themselves. Yeah, mustard? I'm a mustard gal myself.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
The pain was excruciating. It was bone on bone. And the orthopedic surgeon said, "You need surgery." I didn't want the downtime.
Then Leo found QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative therapy and experts in resolving chronic joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
And I said, that's what I want. They can give me the help that I need.
Leo joined thousands who have found lasting relief from their chronic pain. Find out if you're a candidate by calling for a free consultation, 715-469-6462.
That inflammation went away and the pain went away. I'm able to work. Then I can do the things that I want to do now. I would recommend regenerative medicine over surgery any day. I got the help that I needed.
Don't let pain control your life any longer. For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today, 715-469-6462, 715-469-6462.
Big refund, big project, big savings at Menards. Turn your tax refund into your next big project. Plus, get an 11% rebate. Keep your family safe with Kidde Home Safety products. This 10-year sealed battery smoke and carbon monoxide detector is a $44.49 value after rebate. When you're looking for new appliances, Menards is the place to shop. You'll find a great selection, ready to take home today. Save over $1,250 on this stainless steel refrigerator after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Going on or coming off?
On. 14 hours.
Ooh, thanks. Saving lives.
Cheers.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, quite the unusual heist taking place over in Europe on the weekend.
That's right. Someone in Italy stole a truck containing more than 400,000 Kit Kat bars, weighing more than 12 tons. Nestle says while there was a lot of chocolate taken in the Kit Kat crime, there will still be plenty left for Easter. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Police are still on the hunt, and the culprits and the missing bars.
Yeah, it sounds like they're still waiting for a break in the case.
Ah! I got that.
I can't take credit for that. That was a Facebook comment. So.
It makes me feel better about stealing Alexandra's bunny Kit Kats from her desk. Alexandra, I owe you a few.
Just how many, though? That's the question.
Yeah, enough for her to get a new bag for me tomorrow. All right. Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
When you're trying to remodel your bathroom and find that perfect look, seeing is believing. And when one of our comfort advisors visits your home to talk about bringing your vision to life, they'll come with all our products in our new showroom trailer, discovering all the possibilities from the comfort of your home.
When is Westby Creamery cottage cheese more than cottage cheese? When you turn it into a rich, creamy, high-protein frozen treat or irresistible high-protein donut whole bites. When is Westby Creamery French onion dip for more than potato chips? When it becomes not grandma's potato salad or flaky, savory French onion puff pastry rolls. There are so many fresh ideas waiting for your next get-together or those days you just need something quick and easy. For more recipes and inspiration, visit westbycreamery.com and click on the Recipes tab.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative knows safety is the backbone of reliability. To deliver the power you need means doing things right. So we can continue to provide reliable energy and peace of mind. Because safety runs through everything we do. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
Honey, for dinner, do you want mac or cheese?
For your birthday party, you can have fun or games.
Are you ready to rock or roll?
We want both.
Don't settle for or. M3 is your yes and insurance partner. World-class expertise, yes, and individual attention. Don't settle for anything less than yes and.
When you have a drain backup, you need help fast. From slow drains to clogged mains, we solve it all.
Maxwell White has been solving sewer, septic, and drain issues in the La Crosse Coulee region for more than 30 years. Fast, reliable, and professional. Call or book online today.
We have that thunderstorm threat in the morning, just a small threat. It's going to be quiet then, and then activity picks up Wednesday night and Thursday. That's a wintry mess. We have snow, rain, ice threat, and heavy rainfall too with Thursday. And if you don't like that, well, we have another system for the weekend too, which will provide more rain and snow.
Keep it coming, Greg. More news.
Everything except warmth and sunshine.
Yeah, well, we got that already. It's time to flip the switch back.
We're done. We're done for it. All right. That does it for us at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.